Well, this is a little long overdue. My 50,000 subscriber special was supposed to be quite a few weeks ago, but then a certain movie came out, and I talked about that a little while. Maybe a little too much for some people's comfort. But now that time has come for me to finally do a Q&A. And, there was a lot of questions here, and scrolling through some of them, I'm gonna have it cut it out for me today. But I tried to answer as many questions as possible, both good and questionable. So, chances are you're in this video. So, let's start from the very top. Let's see. Alright, we got Crazy Gamer Inc., which, I expected him to be here. What are your favorite non-animated movies, and what are some videos you'd want to make outside of your normal content, assuming it perform well? Well, starting off, I am a big Godzilla fan. I rarely don't talk about it that much on this channel, but oh my god, if I had a separate channel dedicated to Godzilla, I would absolutely do it. I love all the MonsterVerse Godzilla movies. I'm really into Spider-Man and Star Wars and all that jazz in Marvel. And some videos I'd want to talk about outside of my normal content, assuming it would do well. There's some movies I kind of want to talk about this year, specifically probably the Minecraft movie. That's going to be a really hot topic, but we'll see how that does. Originally, the first video I talked about it was, it did alright, but honestly, I'm starting to expand horizons a little bit because there's not a lot of animated movies coming out this year, so some live actions will be thrown in there. The next question reads, have you heard of BFDI Teapot or BFDI? Can you give your opinion on Cartoon Network, and were you to a Toys R Us kid? Okay, the first question, I'm sorry, I have no idea what that is. I'll look it up. But I can't give my opinion on Cartoon Network, because this is a really interesting topic, because it's currently in a really rough state, and that doesn't just go for Cartoon Network. Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, all the core networks that we had watched as kids are starting to fall off pretty badly, and most of the shows that they have right now are just reruns, regarding Cartoon Network at least. Their main show, Teen Titans Go, is still going. In 3D, I'll shake my booty in my own movie. But currently now, it's Teen Titans Go, and Craig of the Creek already ended, so that's gone. And they really haven't dropped a new show at all lately. And most of them are being moved over to Adult Swim that were already in production. So it's kind of sad to see the state Cartoon Network's in. It's kind of how cable television, at least for animation, is starting to die off, and streaming is now taking over. So for the generations that did get to enjoy Cartoon Network, we all have those new memories. But for the current generation, I'm so sorry that you're not going to be experiencing peak Cartoon Network. But at least they're airing shows like Regular Show, Adventure Time, all the classics we used to watch. So that's my opinion on, Cartoon Network. And was I a Toys R Us kid? Let's see. Yes. This next question asks, what is your favorite video game, what is your favorite movie ever, and how did you get into the Dogman and Captain Underpants series? Well, starting off with my favorite video game, I really do like Pokemon, and honestly, some of my favorite Pokemon games were on the Nintendo 3DS. I loved Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I really liked the Pokemon Sun and Moon series. That definitely has to go down and was my favorite generations. But one of the most fun I think I've had with a Pokemon game must have had to been Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. Kind of like a hot topic for some people, but honestly that's probably my favorite video game of all time. And then I guess in PlayStation terms, probably the original Spider-Man game, PS4. And then, for favorite movie ever, I'd have to say Godzilla vs. Kong. That was a movie I just had a straight blast with, beginning to end. And how did I get into the Dogman and Captain Underpants series? Honestly, it was quite simple, honestly. I went to a book fair. I wasn't really much of a book kid, and while walking around, I wasn't a big guy on Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I eventually got around to reading the books, but I wasn't the biggest fan. I wasn't buying the newest books. But once I came across Captain Underpants, then I started reading those books, and I actually did really like them. Then when Dogman came around, I was like, okay, this is something new. Then I actually read the book,
and I had loved it ever since. And it's been going on for, I don't even want to say how long, how many years, because now I'm gonna feel old. But it's been going on for a long time. So I gotta thank Scholastic Books Fair, because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be here talking about these two books. But yeah. Our next question asks, what's your favorite DreamWorks movie besides the Captain Underpants and Dogman movie? Do you know what BFDI is? And how old are you? Now, starting off with number 1, my favorite DreamWorks movie besides Dogman and Captain Underpants honestly would have to go to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish or The Wild Robot. These are 2 movies I can rewatch as many times as I want and will never get bored. They will still always hit the same way on every rewatch, especially Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That just went down as a DreamWorks classic for this decade, and I think most of you can agree on that as well. Do you know what BFDI is? Honestly, the more I'm reading these questions, the more it's coming back to me. Yes, I've seen BFDI before. I really haven't gotten involved with those videos. I know the concept. I just haven't gotten into it. And how old are you?
So the next question was, oh, this is actually a good one. How did you come up with your OC/avatar? Any inspirations, meeting, or something like that? Now, this one actually does have a story behind it. Honestly, I was trying to figure out my OC for quite a while. Once Chili Chivy as a channel became its own persona, and that was the definitive channel I was going to be going forward with, I wanted something simple, but I didn't need something super complex that, is crazy. Originally, it was going to be some sort of Pokemon OC, because I really did like Pokemon. But I went with something more simple, just the blue shirt and red pants, and I kind of stuck with that for a while. And the big shout out I have to give is to Farmer Sakai. This person did an amazing job on this OC, and they have been bringing all these different emotes and banners to life. I have to give them so much props. And I definitely needed their help, because these were my original designs from my own art.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ass on.
Yeah, long story short, it was a bit rough, but we have the avatar today, and it's amazing. Thank you. So, our next question is, what do you think is the most underrated animated movie? If you had to redo one animated sequel, which one, and how would you change it? And are you going through your Dogman phase right now? Okay, starting off with the Dogman question, the Dogman fade has always been here. It's just elevated once this movie came out. Secondly, what is the most underrated animated movie in my opinion? It's Klaus. Oh my god, this is the one Christmas movie that does not get talked about enough. Everyone says, oh, I'm gonna watch Home Alone, The Polar Express, all classics, all great, but you guys need to watch Klaus every Christmas. It is a gem of a movie. I quote this movie so many times. Jasper is such a great character. I quote this line all the time.
That's it! This place is the worst! I'm going home!
No, you can't leave, remember? You'll be broke!
Out in the streets! But I hate it here. It's so cold and icky, and the people are mean to me, and I miss my silk sheet.
Shut up! Stop being weak!
Still a classic. It holds up today. Please go watch it. And if there was one animated sequel that I would redo and fix it, it's Moana 2. This was a movie that was so perfect. And then we got the sequel, and it was just so disappointing. First of all, don't take the plot of a TV show, flesh out all these characters, and it wouldn't hit the same as the first movie, but at least try and come close to it, and bring back, the original writers of the songs, because still I don't remember any songs from Moana 2. So, that's my answer to those questions. Okay, this question is simple. What is your favorite Sonic character? Shadow. Next question says, do you have a favorite Pokemon? What's your opinion on the Mario movie? And who is your favorite rapper? Okay, starting off, favorite Pokemon? Sceptile. First starter, badass final evolution. Second, my opinion on the Mario movie? I feel like it was good. It was a great Mario adaptation. It just needed to do a better job of tying all the characters together just to go through a narrative. It was a little sped up. And favorite rapper? Simple. Eminem. Next question is, Thoughts on Hatsune Miku? I don't have anything to say on this matter. Sorry. Is Transformers 1 peak? Yes. Question, how was your day? It's actually going pretty good, thank you. Which 2026 animated sequel are you most excited for? Personally, I would have to say Shrek 5. And, coincidentally, this week a Shrek 5 teaser just dropped and the internet has an interesting opinion on it. Personally, I knew this was coming. It doesn't look that bad. The internet is kind of forcing the hate right now, mostly Twitter. It's something we're gonna have to get used to. I mean, Puss in Boots also did this, but with this, we'll just have to see where it goes. But yeah, that's my most hyped sequel. Behind that would have to be the Super Mario Bros. 2 and Mutant Mayhem 2. Do another face reveal. No. This question says, who is your favorite Green Goblin and Joker? Okay, personally for me, you can't beat William Dafoe as Green Goblin, and honestly, it really comes down to two Jokers, just in my opinion. I mean, one of them honestly kind of went down after a certain sequel that does not exist, by the way. But Heath Ledger, just in my personal opinion, is the best Joker. Mark Hamill following behind that, and then Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. Congrats on 50K. What's your favorite animation style? Okay, personally in my opinion, I love 2D animation if I had to pick between 2D and 3D, but honestly, I really like the style we've been getting with certain animated films with the 2D and 3D blend. It really comes well together. Mostly book adaptations have been doing it, but, some original films have been doing it, so it's always great to see. Also, I really love stop motion. What's your favorite color? How long you've been reading Dogman? What's your favorite food? And is your sanity still intact? Okay, first off, favorite color, blue. How long have you been reading Dogman? Since about the first book came out, a few months after. What's your favorite food? Macaroni and cheese. And is your sanity still intact? That's a good question, actually. I'll get back to you on that one. Have you heard of Sagwa the Chinese Siamese Cat, favorite CGI Disney movie, and favorite anime on Toonami? None, no, two has to be either Moana or Zootopia, and favorite anime, My Hero Academia. I'm waiting for the call. Alright, yeah, I know. Do you have a dog or cat? I have one dog, his name is Benji. He is adorable, but he's also a gremlin. Take what you want. This next question is, favorite Dogman movie character? Favorite Disney princess? Who do I think will win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature? Do you prefer the Dogman movie or Captain Underpants? And what movie desperately needs a sequel? Okay, I'm gonna answer number 5. Definitely Transformers 1 definitely needs a sequel. Favorite Disney princess? I'd have to say either Tiana or Moana. Favorite Dogman movie character? Probably Petey. And who do I think will win Best Animated Feature? I am hoping it's the Wild Robot, but it's gonna come down to the Wild Robot or Flo, just in my personal opinion. And do I prefer Dogman or Captain Underpants? I can't choose, I'm sorry! Do you think we could get a Cat Kid Comic Club spin-off movie? Do you think Captain Underpants is better than Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Okay, first question, no. Honestly, if they couldn't even market Dogman normally, I can't even see them marketing a Cat Kid movie. But do I think Captain Underpants is better than Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Yes. This next question says, what's your opinion on Flippy the Fish? Do you accept collabs? And in your opinion, would Dogman have a sequel? Answering the Dogman question, it's possible. But honestly, it's just the waiting game. A show is possible, a sequel is possible. We just gotta wait. Opinion on Flippy the Fish. I actually did have fun with him in the Dogman movie, so I don't really have any problems. And do I accept collabs? I actually do, but most of the time, it's if we have a good topic to talk about. This question reads, despite our opinions, would you agree Illumination is surprisingly the only animation studio that has been treating their workers better? This one, I can actually agree. Illumination, despite how their films may turn out, has had the calmest workflow between their workers. No layoffs, no like crunch times, no complaints honestly. And the film quality turns out good animation wise. The story wise, iffy. But yeah, Illumination has been pretty calm about their stuff over there. DreamWorks is a little iffy, and so is Disney. And Blue Sky, now a dead company. Disney now making Ice Age 6, not sure how I feel about it, and it's coming out around Shrek 5, so who knows how that movie's gonna do. Have you watched, played, or read Scott Pilgrim? And if you have, would you be cool if it had a sequel? I actually did watch the Scott Pilgrim show all the way back, I think it was a year ago, not 2024, but 2023. Yes, that Netflix show. I actually really enjoyed it. Honestly, how it ended is pretty okay. I don't really see a sequel, but honestly, I'm sure most of you guys can come up with ideas that are really into Scott Pilgrim. So, yeah, I enjoyed Scott Pilgrim. What's the best place to hide a book? I think we might want to check up on this guy, just a little bit. What are your top 5 favorite DreamWorks villains? What YouTubers are your biggest inspirations? What is the launch title you'd like to see for the Switch 2? And what do you want to see in the Bad Guys 2? Top 5 DreamWorks villains would have to be Death, Shen, Tai Lung, Lord Farquaad, and Jack Horner. I quote so many of his lines every day. Biggest YouTuber inspirations. Honestly, my first YouTuber that I really started thinking about, hey, maybe I could do something like this, was Corey X Kenshin. Yes, and I still watch him, even though he disappears and comes back all the time. I really did love Corey X Kenshin, and still do today. It's crazy that, regardless of his upload schedule, he does all of that by himself. He has no team behind him. Well, except for his manga that's actually have come out, but the physical version doesn't come out until March, so this month actually. So yeah, Corey X Kenshin. What do I want to see on the Switch 2? It's probably going to be Mario Kart 9, that's probably going to be the launch title. And what do I want to see in the Bad Guys 2? Simply put, just the level of charm and fun the first movie had. No decrease, maybe even an increase. Just, that's what I'm looking for. What is your number 1 worst animated movie and TV show you have seen, and why? What are your thoughts on the 4 SpongeBob movies so far, and what did you think of the Plankton movie? And would you like to see a Captain Underpants and Dogman crossover movie? Why or why not? Honestly, for Dogman and Captain Underpants, a crossover just doesn't work. As much as people may think about it and come up with all these different scenarios, it just wouldn't work as a narrative in terms of George and Harold and everything. Would I love to see something like that? Of course. But I don't think it would work. And the SpongeBob movies, honestly, each of them going on have slowly decreased. The first movie, amazing. The second movie, honestly, good, but can't live up to the first movie. The third movie, nah. Then we had the spin-off movies, which aren't that good. The Plankton movie, which that review will be coming out next week. I have some things to talk about it, and it might not what you be expecting. Worst animated movie and TV show, Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate and Megamind Rules. Literally the most assassination of an animated character I think I've ever seen. Like, oh my god, I don't need to explain it. What are my general thoughts on the Dogman fandom? Honestly, it's a really nice community. Honestly, I mean, reading the books and, moving on to the movie, it's kind of an in-between with the Captain Underpants and Dogman fandom. They're kind of like yin and yang. But there's one side of the Dogman fandom that is really, really concerning, and I think you guys all know what it is. It's Dogman X Petey.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more!
Okay, this is the section where a lot of questions do kind of overlap. I've seen a bunch of people have the same question, but what is my favorite Dogman book? This is actually a tough question. Personally, I love the first 3. This is the core 3 I originally grew up reading. As time gone on, Dogman books have been, steadily being good, some in the okay territory, but never being bad. But the first 3, personally, in my opinion, are my favorites. And this is the big one. Why did I start my channel? Or what motivated me to start my channel? Honestly, it was seeing everybody else doing it. And you know, I had equipment set up in my house and I was like, hey, I could do something like this. And my channel went through many phases. And yeah, if you go to the oldest video, it would say the last video I technically made was 2 years ago. But long-time viewers of the channel, really long-time viewers, no, that was not my first video. There is a vault of a lot of videos, and that will not be opened until maybe that won't be open until I hit like 100K to celebrate, you know, that achievement. I'll drop all the old videos, but no, I can't stand to watch those. The whole Chili Chivy persona began with that Cuphead video, though. I had a lot of phases with Fortnite, with toy reviews, and it was all over the place. That vault will be opened one day, but not now. Are you in a relationship right now? That's a first question I wasn't expecting, but it kind of has to come down to this. I think I've held it a little too long at this point. I think I should just introduce her to you guys.
Hello everyone. I'm sure you've seen me in the comments a few times here and there, but to formally greet myself, I'm Willow. I'm Chivy's girlfriend. I'm a digital artist and have been for a few years. I've created my own avatar, as you can see, and I've created a few things like these. Anyway, I should be going. I have other things to do. Bye, everyone.
Okay, that's great. We gotta stop before she starts talking about Arcane. Soon this will turn into a 4-hour video essay. But there is a lot more questions here. Some of them kind of repeat and overlap on certain things, but this actually has been a great video to just engage with the community and everything. You guys all had great questions. And if I did miss them, honestly, I had a lot of fun with this. So there probably is going to be a part 2 in the future, and I'll come to those questions. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.